Hey, hey, hey! This is episode 56 of More Geek Than Gay. This is Edward. I got very little spiel this week. I don't know why. I'm just spielless. So, we'll just hit the play button on the music.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Tiny white stuff.
Hello and welcome to More Geek Than Gay. I am Joseph.
Oh, and I'm sitting down.
That's Edward.
Hi, I'm Edward.
And this is another week of More Geek Than Gay.
Yes.
We've got lots of stuff to talk about.
We've
And
got
lots of
stuff.
thank yous and lots of things to talk. So, let's
got
start
cookies.
off with, how was your week, Edward?
Busy? Yeah, because I had that other... we just finally ended 10-hour shifts, so... on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, it's just been just weird stuff at work. I have the hiccups.
You have the hiccups because you've been eating cookies too fast.
Is there such a thing as eating cookies too fast?
Yes.
No. Well, so, that's pretty much been my week. And yours?
Let's see. Actually, I like how I've been doing it, just
Yes,
boom, boom, boom,
Yes,
boom.
as you said last week.
Yeah, I know, and I'm still liking it.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's start off. Darts, we lost. I got in a bit of a heated discussion with one of the opposing players during the game. I didn't tell you about that.
No, you mentioned it online.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
And I was like going, again?
What do you mean again?
You're always having heated discussions with people. Is this more heated than your normal heated?
Yeah, because his captain had to get in the middle of it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I was tempted to pull rank.
Okay.
And you know I don't pull rank.
Okay.
I was tempted to say, "Do you know who I is?"
I am the co-host of More Geek Than Gay. Bow.
Yeah, I don't think he would even care.
Oh.
But let's see. So that happened. Let's see what else. Meeting went okay. Nothing else with darts. That was it for darts.
Okay. Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree. We had our board meeting today. We had a guest at our board meeting today. Mr. Bruce Weiss, who is the interim executive director of Southwest Center for HIV/AIDS.
Okay.
And it was actually a good meeting. He came with us with a couple of proposals. Southwest Center wants to work more with Joshua Tree about, not only with grants, but also with getting other things together. We're going to talk about doing a possibility of combined lunch programs
Okay.
to save, on money and getting more sponsors.
Oh.
Instead of having, because right now Joshua Tree does lunch once a month, but with Southwest Center joining us, we would be able to do our lunches twice a month.
Ah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
And then Taros was in earlier during the distribution, and they're talking about possibly renting one of our rooms and for 2 weeks, 2 consecutive Wednesdays, to hold meetings, group sessions.
Okay.
Because as they put it, and this is understandable, that our mutual clients are already there. So, they could just stay
Yeah.
for the group. And
Yeah.
then Taros would take them home. And surprisingly, after they left, within a half hour, 45 minutes later, Native American Health came in, and they had the same proposal. But they only won one Wednesday of the month.
Okay.
So
you guys can alternate.
yeah, so we're talking about possibility of Taros being week 1 and week 2, lunch week 3, and then Native American Health week 4.
Okay.
So, and they had the same situation, which is true because a lot of our clients go back and forth with all these other different support groups. Now, they're that Joshua Tree anyways, so instead of them having to go to another facility, just have the group, have that organization come and use one of our rooms.
So why would you do Taros week 1, week 2, and lunch week 3? Why wouldn't you do Taros week 1, lunch week 2, Taros week 3?
Because our lunches are
then
week 3.
spread out? Oh. Then why wouldn't you do Taros week 2 and week 4 in the Indian people? Why wouldn't you just spread it out to where it's more evenly divided?
Because Taros is their proposition is it's a 6-hour group session
Okay.
that they split up as 2-3 hours.
Okay.
So they have to be consecutive.
Oh, they have to be consecutive? Oh, okay. I'm
So
like, so they'd still get 6 hours a month.
No, it has to be consecutive because that's the way their grant is. It's either consecutive weeks or 1 day of 6 hours.
Oh. Okay.
I know. I can't. Yeah. Hey. And then
Someone needs to really work on their grant proposals.
I know.
Sorry.
And then Andy from St. Mary's food bank was in. That's who I was talking to when you were leaving.
Okay.
The
nice
woman that the nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was very nice. She's actually gonna. If I was understanding correctly, she's gonna do some Spanish translation.
She's going to do Spanish translation, yes, as well as the fact that she is she does the Department of Economic Security with St. Mary's Food Bank, and she's going to set up a station for us at Joshua Tree, so our clients could get set up with Access, Medicaid, SNAP, the food, food stamps, and then any other stuff that they could get through DES. So hey, one-stop shop. So far, we're good. That's one of the things that we wanted to go, is kind of like a one-stop shop. The only thing is that you can't get medical with us, but hey, that's just on the other side of the park. That's at Southwest Center.
Yeah.
So it was a very productive day at Joshua Tree. I didn't get home until
you should see
almost
about getting the dietitian
4.
to come back out.
Yes, that's one of the things that Bruce talked about, of getting Peggy coming back.
Okay.
Unfortunately, with Southwest Center, they had some budget cuts about 2 years ago, I think it was, or maybe a year and a half ago. And they used to have 2 nutritionists, and now they only have 1. So they're able to finally get a part-time nutritionist. So once that happens, we get Peggy back.
Okay.
They just can't leave nobody there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's Joshua Tree. We had a very productive at Joshua Tree. And like I said, I didn't get home until almost 4 o'clock.
Wow.
And then I got there at, 9:30?
Yeah. Yeah, about that.
Long day.
Long day.
Let's see. Compete. Compete magazine, our first and only sponsor so far. I saw the new issue. It's coming out this weekend. This weekend is Phoenix Gay Pride, by the way.
Yay!
We'll talk about that.
We tried to do that before it becomes drag queen meltingly hot.
Yes.
Sorry, Stonewall. You're just a little too late in the year for us.
Yeah. When you live in hell, you want to do everything before May.
Yeah.
And actually, the way it has been, you want to do everything before the mid-June, mid-April.
Yeah, and we maybe should think about moving it again, because now we just do it during our 1 month of the year where we blow drag queens across the.
Yeah, it was like the past few days. It's been very windy here.
Well, and the past prides, there's been very windy prides.
Yeah.
So, but at least it's not too hot.
Yeah. So we with the magazine, the new issue is coming out on Friday because we want to put it out for Pride, and it's our swimsuit magazine. So I don't know, there's certain locations that would want to distribute it. It's all tasteful. Don't get me wrong. It's swimsuit. Everyone all the models are sports related. Like fitness instructors, we have people in the rugby, we have swim instructors, we have some bowling people, you know, they're all sports related, but they're also wearing swimsuits. And they're male and female.
I'm sorry, I'm back on bowling. I'm just trying to picture, like, bowlers in swimsuits.
No worse than rugby players.
No, rugby players, they have that little squat, like,
Not all
fire
of them.
plug body.
Not all of them are like
Well,
Ben
not all
Cohen.
of them,
Not
but-
all of them are like Ben Cohen.
Okay, not all of them, but, well, no, I mean, Ben Cohen's a little tallish, actually. But you also got those ones that are little compact, little round, like I said, fire plug bodies. But bowlers, I know there's bowlers who work out. Don't get me wrong. There's pool players who work out. But they're not necessarily the ones that you think of as, like, man, look at that body. That would be great to see in a pair of Speedos. They live on a diet of beer and nachos while they're playing their sport, right? Yeah.
Hey,
they'd look great in a pair of
there
Speedos.
were no dart players in this swimsuit issue. Not happy about that.
Well, and they would be the trifecta of beer and nachos swilling.
No, beer and pizza.
Beer and pizza with. Yeah.
We get pizza at the bars.
But yeah, I'm like going. Any sport where you can actually drink beer and indulge in pizza or nachos while participating in the sport, I'm willing to grant that it's still a sport. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those. I am thinking that possibly it's not a swimsuit representation type sport.
You never know. You
never know.
ever know.
Hey.
So the new issue's coming out. If you are in Phoenix area or Arizona area, or even planning on coming to Phoenix Gay Pride, go visit, compete. We'll have a booth, so go and visit us. We are one of the sponsors of Phoenix LGBT Pride. Oh, also,
And you'll get to see one of the hottest bowlers you've ever seen.
I think Thomas is going to be there. I think Tom's hot. Thomas
I
is
meant-
hot.
well, I meant
the
in
first lady.
magazine.
Yeah, the first lady of Pugba, which
Oh.
is the gay bowling. You met
Okay.
Thomas.
Oh, Thomas. Oh, yeah. We talked about bowling.
Yes.
Yeah. And kind of freaked you out.
Yes.
Yeah. Suddenly I
think
could talk sports.
I know. I thought he was. I think he's a pretty hot man. So also
I honestly do not remember what he looks like.
with Josh Retreat, going back to Josh Retreat, Josh Retreat is also hosting one of the beer trucks and working in one of the beer trucks at the Dance Pavilion. So if you are going to Phoenix Gay Pride this weekend, stop at Compete and then get a beer. If you're over 21 and have an ID and have your tickets, the tickets are $6 for an alcohol for one ticket. Go to Joshua Tree and get a beer from Joshua Tree because
Don't you get a wristband?
yeah, you'll get a wristband. You'll go to the security. They check your ID and they put the wristband. It all depends on which day. I think Saturday is right, Sunday is left, or Sunday is right and Sunday's the right left. And I have no idea. They know it. We just have to figure it out. So Gay Pride this weekend. Let's see what else. That was it.
Compete.
Compete.
Joshua Tree. Darts.
Genie.
We're going into Genie all the way? All right,
No, we'll
already?
do Genie later. We'll do Genie. I'll get you later. My personal life. I had a bad day. Tuesday. Not a good day on Tuesday for this household.
I figured we'd talk about at the end.
Well, I wanted to do at least 3 of the 4.
Okay.
First off,
You got into it with a...
I got into it with the
darts.
person with darts on the opposite team. I started off the day. I wear contacts. You know, I've been wearing glasses since I was 9 years old. I wear contacts now. I'm on my last batch of contacts because I need a new set. We haven't gotten the because I have to get an eye exam because it's been 18 months.
Friday, payday.
I know, and trust me, I got to do that Friday morning because my last contact, my right eye contact, was ripped. And 18 months ago, that happened to me, and I still wore it, and I ended up scratching my cornea.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
So he's not wearing it now.
I'm not wearing it now. So if I look like Popeye, if you're watching the video and I'm squinting with especially my right eye, and I look kind of like Popeye, I'm not giving Edward the dirty look. I may roll my eyes, but I don't give him the dirty look. I just can't see.
What he does is he's like going, you look hot. Oh, you look like Edward. Oh, you look hot. Oh, it's just Edward.
Well, why do you think we play in the middle of the night with the lights off?
See?
There you go.
Except for then the cat attacks us.
I know. That's another story I'm sure you guys don't want to know. Hi, Mickey.
Hey, Sater talks about the Impaler all the time.
So...
Hi, Mickey.
Since Tuesday, I've been basically, half blind, and I can't drive. And so, let's see. And so that's been going on. Some of the things that
that's 2 of the 3.
2 of the 3. Then another thing that I could not officially talk about because I had to be quiet about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was Tuesday?
That was Tuesday, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just yes. Okay.
Yeah. This is one of the reasons why we didn't have a podcast 2 weeks ago. And those of you who listened to my Blog Goddess podcast with Tina Williams, and I sedated, give me good vibes and positive vibes on a Sunday, is because I had a job interview, and I was for a position that I really wanted.
Sedated?
Stated.
Okay.
It's a position I really liked and I really wanted, and unfortunately I did not get it, and I got the notice that I did not get it on Tuesday. So,
but you did make it to one of the finalists for it.
You
made it really far.
I was told that there were 75 applicants for this position, and then of the 75, they narrowed it down to 30 people to do the phone interview. I was one of those 30. Then after that, they narrowed it down to 6 people, and of the 6 people for the face-to-face interview, and of the 6 people, I was one of those. So I got down to the end. Here's Junior right now. Junior's
I think she farted.
Junior farts all the time.
She farts when she's happy.
Yeah, Junior farts when she's happy. This is Junior here. And she's our little, she's my kitty.
And Garfield's around here somewhere.
Yes. So I got the email on Tuesday.
Keep track of that, Australia. Garfield is here.
So I got the email that I didn't get the job.
Australians like Garfield.
So but never mind, we're going to go on to that. So yeah, apparently we get a lot of Australians who watch our show, listen to our podcast, which is funny because Edward doesn't like Australia.
I don't know why he says I don't like Australia.
Because you say that all the time.
I did. I have never said I don't like Australia.
Yes, you
say I don't like Australia.
You don't like Australia.
I never say that.
So,
matter of fact, I vehemently deny it every time. I just say I'm scared of it.
Same thing.
That's not the same thing.
Same thing.
Australians are lovely people.
Except for where they live.
There's killer spiders everywhere. And pythons eating alligators. And,
so
and that's just a weird combination.
We found out recently that we have a contingent of Australians who watch and listen to us. Mostly listen to us, I believe. And they really we really get a lot of hits when Garfield shows up. So,
which is odd because they can't see him, and I don't advertise that he's here. They can just, it's some sort of weird Australian power. Yeah. They can sense the presence.
So far Garfield hasn't showed up, but we had Junior show up. And
he's in the room though.
Yeah, I think he's under the bed right now.
Actually, I think he's in the other. I think he's on top of the.
On the chair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
But you got cookies.
Oh, yes.
On Monday.
Yes,
that was Monday, right?
Yes, on Monday. Okay. Last week's podcast, as I'm sure most of you know, I think we're at 124 people now.
That's something like that. Yeah. We're building.
Yeah, we're building. It was 101 3 weeks in last month.
See, there you go.
There you go. Anyways, we talked about our friend Missy in Baltimore.
The little engine that could.
Our friend Missy in Baltimore.
Baltimore. There we go. Who's your
friend?
friend?
Our friend. I said our friend.
I know. I'm sorry. I was doing apple core.
Oh gosh. I swear, sometimes you just can't be quiet, can you?
Sometimes I can't.
Like all the time.
Not all the time.
You even talk in your sleep.
I do not talk in my sleep.
Okay, you snore.
Mumbles. You talk in your sleep.
I really admit that I talk in my sleep. You snore. Oh my God, we're gonna have to pull one of those paranormal activities and have one of those night cams so that way you can see how you sleep.
You do not want to hear the noises you make while you sleep. You do not want to hear the cacophony of noises that you make.
I talk to my
Between
state.
talking, snoring, and farting, you do not want to hear this cacophony of noises you make.
I don't snore.
I think you would rather
I don't
live in
snore.
blissful ignorance
I do not
of,
snore.
of the amount
That's
of
one
noise.
thing. I don't snore. I don't snore. I already know that. So anyways,
Yes, dear.
we were talking about how Missy was making cookies. She made cookies for Marcy's birthday. She made Edward cookies.
Yay!
So what are they? Chocolate chip?
They're chocolate chip.
They're homemade chocolate chip cookies.
I've discovered how to eat them.
And why would you discover that?
To make them easier to eat.
You're the one to open your mouth about it.
I'm just saying I discovered how to eat them. I break them into little, most likely does not have a hair in it, size bites.
He said it, not me. So, he got homemade cookies.
I got homemade cookies.
I got, and this is all that's left, by the way, because I finished it today. So in 2 days I ate however many are in here. How many are in here?
It's sold by the pound. According to the website, it's sold by the pound.
This
By weight.
contains about 8. And serving size is 1 cookie. These are burger cookies. These were so good. Oh
yeah,
my
I'm
God,
not going. People on the podcast, on
These
the
are-
audio podcast, have no idea what you were just holding up.
These are. Ooh, it even smells good. These are burger cookies. I forgot I was going to save one and eat it on camera for you, Missy. I'm sorry, but I ate it anyways. They were so good.
I'm eating my cookies.
I saved it. This even smells good. So I did let Edward have one. I let Archie have one. Archie could only, the roommate who did not speak his name. He had half of one.
He doesn't do sweets.
He doesn't do sweets.
No.
And these are very sweet. They're very good.
Yeah.
So thank you. I got my cookies. But of course she said, she made her comment on Facebook saying that she would have mailed me. She already had these cookies and she would have mailed them to me if we would have gave her our address. But she's never asked for our address until she made those.
She had a couple days before when I was like, I like cookies, but I thought she was just kidding.
She didn't ask me.
Okay. It wasn't until the second time that she said it that I went, oh, okay, I'll give you my address.
If she would have asked me, I would have given her the address because I wanted the cookies. So yay! And I got cookies.
You got cookies.
I got cookies, and
We got cookies.
And mine were gone in 2 days. Well,
There's another
2.5.
container.
Yeah, there's another container for him. Those are his cookies, not mine.
You can have cookies.
No, I'm good. I had burger.
You break them apart.
I had burger.
Okay.
Well,
Great, now I want a hamburger.
I know. I'm
Oh,
hungry.
God, I want a hamburger.
But we're poor until Friday.
We're destitute until Friday. I'm just,
I'm just saying, which is in about a day anyway, so.
Yeah.
By the time this comes out.
By the time many of you guys catch this, we will no longer be destitute, we will just be poor.
Yeah.
So.
Because I'll be spending like about $150.
Really? That's how much your eye exam costs?
Eye exam 75.
Wow. Okay.
And remember we lucked out this last time where my eyes were the same?
Yeah.
That's not a guarantee. That's a rarity.
That's yeah.
And that's basically $60.
Yeah.
Because they're 30 a piece. Each eye is $30 an
By the
eye.
time you guys see this, we'll be back to being destitute.
But I gotta see.
Yeah, you do. I was thinking, what did you get a C in? But you have to see. I get it, yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So.
That's basically, so let's go on. Let's talk about a subject.
Yes, let's talk about a subject.
Since we rambled on for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. Wow, we do not have this interesting of lives.
Well, I do.
Yes, dear.
I keep myself busy.
You keep yourself busy. A lot of my busy actually...
It happens at work.
Well, and also relates back into different subjects, so...
Mm-hmm. Yes, dear.
So, what would you like to start with?
Well, we started with RuPaul last week, so let's start with something else.
And make Frank have to wait it out?
I don't even know if he listened last week.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
After all of doing that for my brother, it's not even a guarantee that he listened.
Do you have any idea how much that threw me, having RuPaul at the beginning? I'm like going, gay shows goes at the end. That really threw me.
We don't really have a set thing aside from talk about the week at the beginning.
Yeah, but I in my mind, and this is how we've always done it, it's talk about the week, talk about geeky things, segue into like every once in a while we'll have something that kind of is geeky and gay, and then we go into the gay shows or gay stuff, and then we do our like thank yous and comments and stuff, and we work our way out. The gay comes at the end.
Then why do you keep on asking me what do you want to talk about when you already have it in your head what we're going to talk about and the way we're going to do it?
I don't have an idea what we're going to talk about, but that's the way we've always done it.
So then you already know what we're going to talk about, so why ask me?
But I don't know what we're going to talk about.
You already said what we're going to talk about. You said this is our set schedule.
I did not say this is our set schedule. Geeky things, there's many different geeky things.
Yeah, but that's a set schedule.
And gay things, there's many different gay things.
But that's still our
We just
schedule,
tend,
so that's
we
why
tend towards doing the
you
geeky
tend
thing.
towards it because that's what you have in your head.
That's what we tend towards.
So you already have it in your head. So tell me what we're going to talk about because you already have it in your
I
head.
asked you what we were going to talk about.
What I want to talk about is not necessarily what's in your head. So tell me what we're going to talk about.
I don't know what we're going to talk about. That's why I asked you. Just like last week I asked you and we talked about RuPaul. And
that threw you off and
it
you complain about it.
I'm not... I'm commenting.
Yeah. Complain.
I'm commenting.
We're spending 10 minutes of arguing about what we're going to talk about. We haven't talked about shit.
I understand that.
So, hurry up, come on.
So what are we going to talk about?
Yeah, you have your schedule, so do it.
I do not have a schedule. Hey, did you read some comic books?
Yes. I read a lot of comic books.
Schedule.
You have your schedule.
I do not have my schedule.
I read a lot of comic books.
You did.
I got caught up. Okay, if you're watching the video, this is where I turn into a blind person. So start laughing like he's going to be. I already hear him laughing behind me.
You know, the only reason okay, the only reason is because I was like thinking, oh, the people watching are gonna get to watch you just like have to bring it. That's it. In person,
that's why I'm
not
telling
so
you.
much. Seeing how it
Yes.
was going to look,
It's-
oh my
yes,
god,
yes,
that was
it's
hilarious.
going to be very comical. So start laughing. So okay, here we go.
Would you like for me to read it?
Oh, I could do it.
Okay.
Possibly. All right, I got caught up on Afterlife with Archie.
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't
Number
help
4.
that it's really dark.
I know.
print.
See this? Yeah, it's very
It is dark print on dark
so
background. So
with red and gray
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, what did you think of issue 4? Because issue 5 is like somewhat right around the corner right now.
Yeah, it's good. Another dead person. Another semi-main character died.
Yes.
Turned into zombie. He got zombified.
Someone commented on actually one of the things that makes this a really good comic book. And I have to agree. We're all familiar basically with the story of like Archie and Veronica and everything. Even though they are not the number 3 selling comic book company in the United States, I always consider Archie to be one of the big 3. Because they are so ingrained in Americana, we know these characters. And so, without actually having to go into, backstory, they were able to just go in, start telling the story, and we have a vested interest in these characters already.
Yeah.
The death of Jughead in the first issue, the death of Hot Dog and Jughead in the first issue, meant something to us without actually having to go into great detail because they're part of our shared pop culture history.
Yes.
And so that's how this is playing out. Where we all know the Betty Veronica Archie triangle, and therefore we don't have to go into that. You get to play it, and you get to kind of make it. Now, I will say, not as many people know about Blossom. Cherry Blossom? Not Cherry Blossom. Is it Cherry Blossom?
I don't know.
The one with her brother.
No clue.
Do you remember the one in here who's hanging out with her brother and they're heavily insinuating about them having some sort of weird relationship?
No.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's.
I didn't get that at all.
Really?
No.
Oh my god, yeah. And she's wanting out of it, and he's like going, "No, I like it." She's the redhead.
Don't trust redheads?
Well, Josie's a redhead. We trust her.
No, we don't.
You don't trust Josie or the Pussycats?
No, Josie's a skank.
She's not a skank. She's a
complete
musician.
skank. Exactly. Exactly.
They get a pass. It's like drag queens. They get a pass.
So, good. I still really like Afterlife with Archie. Still a good one.
I thought that this actually had a very moving moment too.
Yes.
Actually, too.
The way they were
Especially
starting to
if you're a
go, they were doing a back and forth, backstory, with
Archie's dog Vegas.
with Archie's dog and then with Archie's dad
Yes.
and things. They were going back and reminding people the backstory stuff of that.
And there's a little moment that happens at the very end. Remember, Jughead and Hot Dog died first. At the very end, Jughead and Hot Dog are reunited.
Yes.
In a very pet and owner type, or pet, not owner, but you know what I mean, person type way. He pets Hot Dog on the...
While there's both the zombies already, though.
Yeah, they're both zombies already, but that relation, and that for some reason actually, I felt was a little bit more of a gut punch.
I didn't get anything out of it.
Oh, I did. For me, that was like, there's still, that relationship between them is still there, even in death.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Oh, well, I did.
But
so,
to go back to what you were talking about, how Archie, even though Archie Comics is not exactly like the third biggest, but everybody knows about him.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Archie has always been the type of what I call is the 101 of comics.
Yes.
Because the same thing is that's what I call California rolls for sushi. Because everyone, if you start with the California rolls, you're more likely to go into actually eating real sushi.
Okay.
So I always call California rolls the 101 of sushi. That's your groundbreaker. And same thing with Archie. That's your groundbreaker. Even Sheldon on Big Bang Theory made a comment to Zach when he's like, where's the Archie and Jugheads? And he goes, where all the 12-year-olds are.
That's true.
Because that's the one that you start with.
It
for the most part.
For the most part. I started with superhero comics.
But
you're
not a normal person, Sheldon.
I think a lot of people actually do start with Spider-Man too, or something like that. But Archie is that comic book and with all the cartoons. Is that so? Yeah,
and don't forget their album.
Yes, Sugar.
So moving on, let's get off of Archie. The other one I got cut up on, which I think
bigger, brighter letters.
Yes, but I still can't see it. Is God is Dead.
Actually, the latest issue is waiting for us.
Oh, okay. Is that over at Samurai?
Yes.
So, God is Dead. This is issue 8. They are bi-monthly now.
Yes. Every 2 weeks, there's a new issue.
So
the bi-monthly has a really interesting history of definition in comic books. Because bi-monthly sometimes means every other month. Sometimes it means... And typically that's what they mean by bi-monthly, is every other month. And this would be bi-weekly, every other week. Although, there's a strong argument that bi-monthly that this would be bi-monthly if it comes out twice a month.
I think they say that in here, it's bi-monthly.
Did they say bi-monthly?
I think so.
Because I thought it actually came out every 2 weeks, which would make it comic book definition bi-weekly. The whole bi prefix in publishing, especially of magazine type periodicals, is a little bit loose. But what do you think of God is Dead? The first big story arc finished in 6.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
It's not in this issue where they said they were going to go into bi-monthly. I think that's in issue
I think it's
6
6 or 7. Yeah.
I like it. I still like it. I still do like it. It took a different twist. There is a twist in here, and I think like you were saying, in issue 6, that was different. And then the
It
thing
was
I
over
don't-
a month ago. I do believe we can actually talk about it.
Yeah.
You can actually mention it.
Well, when basically, okay, but I had mentioned that I like the fact that all the old gods are starting to fight each other for supremacy of Earth.
Right.
I was very happy that the gods who did win were the Greek gods. Zeus won.
Okay. Yes.
Then the intellectual science people basically turned themselves into gods.
It was decided that man needed to create gods to beat the gods.
Yes. So 3 of them turned themselves into gods, and then they fought each other.
Yes. And see, here's where it actually kind of lost
Actually,
me
no,
a
they
little
didn't fight each other.
bit. They fought. Well,
They were fighting
fought
Zeus, and Zeus fought.
They didn't
Zeus
want to
killed
deal
2
with the
of-
humans that
Yeah.
they came from anymore, which was weird. But this is where it lost me a little bit, because I didn't mind the idea of the scientists turning themselves into gods.
Oh.
That didn't bother me at all. I was just amazed at, like, the scientists turning themselves into gods, and the next issue, everything is taken care of as far as the big god thing. That happens in issue 5. In issue 6, the mankind's gods win.
Yeah.
And it was just way too fast for me. It seemed like they just were trying to wrap it up quickly. It also seems like we missed out on so many potential of the real battles.
storylines.
Yeah. Which, apparently, there are other gods still hanging out.
Here's the thing. I mean, I don't mind about the intellectuals becoming gods, and then
Yeah.
there's one that's left. Is Gia?
Yeah, the chick.
Yeah.
She wasn't even a scientist, actually.
No, she was in the. That's why I said in the intellectuals, because they weren't.
Right.
Even though they were all not all sciences, they were all intellectuals.
Yeah.
But she sends her followers out. It's like all of a sudden it jumps 150 years.
Yeah.
And so she has missionaries to send her followers out. And then, oh, here we go. She sends a missionary to Australia.
Australia!
Yes.
The entire continent of Australia is now in Dreamland.
Yes. They went into some bizarre dream
The dream...
other realm kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's
I don't care for. I
They basically went on a walkabout into the dream realm.
yeah.
Because their gods aren't assholes. I believe that's a quote.
Yes, it is a quote.
Their gods saved them because their gods aren't assholes.
So-
and we find out that Eros and Thanos are still around.
Well, see, that's... And then...
Or Thanatos.
Then, was it in issue 6 or 7? 7.
7.
All of a sudden they started a secondary story.
Right.
In the... Towards the last... Or was like, would you say, like the last third of the comic?
Yeah.
And it's like...
Like a little 8-page story.
Yeah. That threw me when I was like, what the heck is this? Because it's, it's very adult. Well, even this one there's some, like, sex scenes in here.
Yes.
And they don't actually show what's going on, but, hey, you know what position they're in. Hi, Mickey.
I actually enjoy the, they call it Sex and Death, or Love and Death, and it's Eros and Thanatos, the gods of love and death, kind of just wandering around town, trying to keep a low profile. I actually like that story more than the main story right now.
I'm
The
kind
main
of
story
iffy on that
really-
main story.
the main
on the
story
second
really-
story.
The main story really lost me, and I'm trying to stay interested to see if it builds up steam, but it really lost me when it ended so quickly and then did a 150-year jump.
I still like it. So, and speaking of adult
Wonderland.
Grimm Fairy Tales Wonderland Clash of the Queens.
It's part of their Age of Darkness storylines that they have going on. This is written by Raven Gregory,
Who we know.
who we know, very nice guy. I enjoy his writing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually will I think I can comfortably say I enjoy his writing outside of the Grimm fairy tale stuff more than I enjoy his Grimm fairy tale stuff. But I also think that the Grimm fairy tale stuff, that stuff that, even though he's the one who really started doing the Wonderland area, he inherited the baggage of what is the Grimm fairy tales line, which isn't bad. I just think he's a better writer than even what he does with the Grimm fairy tale stuff. But what do you think of the Wonderland stuff? You would be a better judge on it.
I am intrigued about this Clash of the Queens, because you basically have the 4 queens of Wonderland battling it out.
Queen of Spades, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds, and Queen of Clubs.
Yes.
Just keeping that up. Which is odd, because we didn't actually get to see 4 queens in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 of them are smitten with each other.
Well, one is.
One
is
died and came back, and there's a new queen of.
Yeah. The other one doesn't have memory of them being smitten with each other, but
she remembers the relationship. She just doesn't remember being smitten.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is?
I'm intrigued.
You're intrigued.
I'm intrigued. It's only the first issue, so we'll have to see on how it goes.
You know what's interesting?
Is this...
Raven just announced that he is actually retiring from writing the Wonderland stories.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't know if he's concluding the Clash of the Queens or not.
Is this
I'm kind of assuming he is.
Series, or is this an ongoing?
I believe this is just a 4 issue.
Because I thought
3 issue. Or
5.
5. Sorry.
It's a 5 issue.
It's a 5 issue. But there's also the regular Grimm Fairy Tales Wonderland series, and he's leaving that with issue 23, I think. So, but I believe he's still staying highly active with Zenoscope. He's like vice president or something of the company. So
yeah. And then we have the next one I read is Evil Empire
from Boom.
From Boom Boom Boom. Let's go back to my room. It was. You know what's funny? I had started reading this, and then I guess you had put everything away or put in a pile. So I ended up rereading it before I realized I've already read this.
Oh, sorry. What were your thoughts on Evil Empire?
I like it. I like this one. I do.
I need to read another issue before I figure out if I like it or not.
I really like it. I
can't tell if it's supposed to be straightforward or if it's supposed to be kind of a bit of a dark comedy satire. And I found the ending to be like, really? That's where you went? Okay. So this one's recent enough. I don't know how much we want to reveal the twist ending that
comes out.
Comes out, which wasn't.
Well, yeah, because
it's weird. It's a twist, but it's
it was
straightforward the entire time.
But it's basically about 2 candidates running for president.
Yes.
A Republican and a Democrat, and then they're both.
The Republican's wife is killed.
And so.
Yeah.
We're talking about that. I don't know how it's kind of future in the. It's 25 years from now.
Yes.
So future, kind of early and kind of futuristic, but still relatable. And so I'm interested in that.
Cool. Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
I am dying to know what you think of Moon Knight.
Not impressed.
I
did not care for Moon Knight.
The art is very interesting. I really do like the art. But I am not one who will buy a comic book for the art, even though I acknowledge that in many ways comic books are a visual medium. I will read a badly drawn comic book with good writing for a lot longer period than I will read a pretty comic book with horrible writing. So, for me, the writer is definitely why I buy the comic book, not for the pretty pictures. Pretty pictures are a dime a dozen.
I do want to read the second one because the way this ended, I couldn't figure it out. It took me I had to go over it to figure out the ending because it didn't make sense to me when I first read it.
Okay.
I had to You know, it's like, you know, when he shows up in the room and there's 2 chairs and all of a sudden there's somebody there and he's no longer there.
Moon Knight is kind of Marvel's answer to Batman. He's a nighttime vigilante, except for he dresses all in white. Kind of like the moon. His history is that he was an archaeologist who was trapped in a pyramid or type thing or whatever. The god Khonshu, something like that, saved him, which is the Egyptian god of the moon. And he became a servant of the moon god to fight for justice. He has 3 identities. One's a millionaire, one's a cab driver, one's a mercenary, and then there's Moon Knight. So
that would make 4.
That would make 4, but yeah,
not 3.
They always talk about it as having 3. I don't know why, but because you're right, it's 4. And sometimes he's just a regular, hey, I fight bad guys type Joe. Sometimes he is the mystical knight of Khonshu. This one, it seems like they're playing on possibly him being a little bit schizophrenic, which they've hinted at sometimes in the past. So, and it looks like possibly an Egyptian god shows up at the end, or something.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of different for me.
Yeah, I will read.
I will read the second one just to figure out what their meaning was at the end of this one. But aside from that, I don't really care for it. That was the one that I was like, ugh.
I've always enjoyed the character from way back when he started, but I really only like the original incarnation of it. Every time they brought him back, I just don't care for it. I don't think anyone really captures him quite as well as I believe it's Doug Munch and Bill Sienkiewicz did. And I butchered both of their last names. Okay, just to put it... And I'm not 100% positive if Doug was the writer. But I think he was. It's his style of writing, if it wasn't him.
And then the last one...
Archie Comics Red Circle.
Huh?
It's Archie Comics Red Circle.
It just says Red Circle Comics.
Yeah, it's
there's
a
nothing
division
saying,
of Archie.
But there's nothing saying Archie Comics, so why would you say Archie Comics?
Because it is a division of Archie.
But it's Red Circle.
But if you're looking for advertising about it, you'll find it on Archie.
I don't look for advertising. I just go to the comic book store and get it.
Okay, I'm just saying. It's Archie Comics Red Circle.
It's not their style, though.
They used to do superheroes. They're bringing their superheroes back.
Anyways, this is called The Fox.
The Fox.
The Fox.
A character that they had for a long time, more in the 60s. They're, like I said, resurrecting their superhero line. They already brought back the Crusaders.
Oh, look, it's one of those big ones. I never realized that.
Yep, they brought back their superheroes with the new Crusaders, which basically takes a lot of their 60s superheroes and has a second generation pickup for them. And now we have the Fox. What are your thoughts on the Fox?
I would like it. We have like 4 of them.
We have the first 4
or 5 of them.
I believe it's just the first 4 so far.
And I've read 3 of them, and they're all a chore for me to get through. But I'm reading them just because they're there for 1 and for 2. I really like, because they also have another thing called the Shield.
The Shield, who was the first patriotic superhero comic book character.
And
predates Captain America.
And I like the Shield better. So
it's written by J.M. DeMatteis, who is the guy who wrote Moonshadow that you like.
Not Moon Knight.
No, not Moon Knight. Remember the Moonshadow?
I know.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I actually like the Shield.
Okay.
Because you know how you were saying that in God is Dead, you prefer the backup. I prefer the backup in the Fox. To me, it's so disjointed.
It's very disjointed. I think they're trying to do too much in the first set of issues. I'm really looking forward to this chunk of storyline being done. I think it's going to finish resolving in issue 5 and to see where they're going to go from here. Mark Waid is actually a very good writer. I like his stuff. I'm enjoying the art style. It's a very interesting, somewhat cartoony, stiff art style, but it fits. Other than issue 1, they also are using the same cover paper stock that they use for Afterlife with Archie, and it just feels so nice. The feel of the covers are really nice.
I didn't notice the difference.
But it's just quirky. They're kind of reintroducing old characters and bringing them forward. But like I said, it just feels like they're doing too much. I know a lot of people don't like origin issues, but the Fox could really have done with an origin issue and launching from there.
See, I like
and it
origin
feels like
issues.
it feels like
You're catching it right in the middle.
Yeah, it feels like the same thing that people complain about Buckaroo Banzai about. Which Buckaroo Banzai, I think, did it right. This, they drop you right in the middle of it, and it just feels lost.
So those are my comic books that I've read. I think I have 2 more, maybe 3 more left.
Yeah, you still have the new Captain Marvel too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Fantastic Four. I'm dying to know what you think of the relaunch of Fantastic Four.
And the $6 million.
$6 million man. So
that's... And because I read, and I stated this before, what I like to do is I like to read a novel and then I read comics and stuff like that. So I had finished a novel.
You finished a novel?
I finished Timeless by Alexandra
Monir.
Yes. You weren't you her moderator at Phoenix
I was
Comic-Con?
moderator at one of the panels that she was at.
So I finished this. It's actually a series. So yes. I'm looking forward to reading it. I like this. It was
technically
a good book.
YA.
It's technically a YA, and I'm usually not one for YA books.
I'm not even sure that category needs to be a category anymore because YA is becoming such a big bestseller amongst adults.
I really liked it. It's a time traveling. Put it in generic form. It's time traveling. The main character goes. She is from a rich, wealthy family in New York society, and she goes back in time to first is 1910, and then in the 1920s, and then the 1940s. She keeps going back. She has no way of dictating where or when or how, or even how she gets back to 2010. So it's really neat. Alexandria did a really good job of researching because, especially, not to sound pretentious, but I've done a lot of research for World War II. There's certain time periods I've done a lot of research in my life. World War II is one of them. Okay. And the way she described how New York was in the book is basically everything that I've researched myself and found out. And she's basically correct on this stuff.
Now, music plays a part in this story, too.
Yes. She, Alexandria did
Okay.
No, she did.
She did.
She did a CD because there's music that is in the book that they talk about. And she did a CD of 4 songs? 5?
I thought it was only 3. Was it?
No, 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Something like that.
Yeah.
Which we can't find it.
Yeah, it's somewhere in a box that we have not
unpacked.
unpacked. Yeah, we have 2 copies, but it's somewhere in a box.
Yes. I liked the music. There was one song I remember liking more than the rest.
I remember there was one song that I thought Jaji could do.
Yes, I think that's the song that yeah.
But I want to find that CD and I want to listen to it again because now I've read the book and I could, place it to where it was. Because the songs are mentioned in the book, in the other lyrics, and they talk about it. So it ties it in. The CD ties it in with the book. So, I don't know if she's going to be at Phoenix Comic-Con. I have to look that up.
I don't know.
I have not
either.
seen her name yet, but then I haven't actively looked either.
If she is, had to travel, I believe, from out of town too.
Yeah, she's not here from here. So if she's coming back, I'll get the next book. If not, I will have to go online and buy a book if we ever get money again. So that's the book I'm reading, and then so that's the book I finished. I should say, not what I'm reading, but I finished. And that's what I got for books and comics.
Books.
Have you finished?
No, but I'm talking about something else. That's still books, though. And that is, last week I made a comment kind of about the bizarro fiction people and how, like, no, these are not self-published people and everything, da-da-da-da. As if self-publishing lacks cred.
Oh, okay. You're just,
That's, yeah. And that's not really what I mean. We know quite a few authors that make their living justifiably doing self-publishing. Okay, Jordan Summers, she does self-publishing. I believe the majority of her books are self-published now.
Yes, majority of her books are self-published now.
And she makes a living at it. Michael Stackpole, who has published many books with professional companies, also does a lot of self-publishing. Gini Koch, she's starting to get into self-publishing.
Some, yes.
There's quite a few authors that we know that are getting into self-publishing. There's a podcast that I listen to, Better Off Undead, with these three guys who I wish I could remember their names, but I can't. They have a podcast that actually is their more popular podcast called the Self-Publishing Podcast. They also make a living doing self-publishing. They publish serials out there. I've read the Fat Vampire serial, all but the last two sections, just because I haven't gotten them yet. And Fat Vampire, if you get a chance, look it up. It's good. I think that the first chapter of it is the strongest, or the first book of the 6 parts is the strongest, but it's definitely worth reading. And I hate vampires. So they also do what is a couple of... They have quite a few others. If you look up Fat Vampire, you'll see the related ones underneath it. And, people who bought this also looked for. Yesterday's Gone is another one of theirs. With self-publishing, I think you really need to kind of be aware of what you're walking into, though, when you go into it. Because there are people out there who have self-published, and wow, they could use an editor and maybe a couple classes of remedial English. Not the best writers here. They maybe have a great idea, but they're not strong writers. A lot of these people, though, they have, Jordan, I believe, actually has an editor that she pays to go through her stuff before she publishes it, so that it is free of typos and misspellings and there's no inconsistencies. It depends on how seriously they themselves take their work and how professionally they take their work. Because they're having to do all the work of the big publishing company, basically. And also realize that if the self-published book is free, there's a good chance you're getting what you paid for. Okay? A lot of good stuff out there, 99 cents or 99 cents on sale. Look for them that way. Aaron,
I know 3 Aarons now.
The Romance Shadow...
Kellison?
Yes.
Or Quinn?
Kellison. I don't know if her stuff is self-published or not. I get the impression
she's half and half.
She's half and half?
Well, I shouldn't say half and half, but yes, she does both.
And her stuff, I've caught some of her stuff on sale. So if you want to, you can catch some of these people on sale, give them a sampling. But just kind of be aware of what you're looking at. You're going to run into a lot of great authors who do self-publishing because it gives them the freedom to publish stuff that the major publishing houses just don't want to take a risk on. And so they can put it out there because they think, yes, people want to read this. But realize anybody can self-publish. So just like anybody can put out a podcast. So you want to pick and choose. Be aware of what you're going into. So that was it. I just kind of wanted to back up on that because I realized that it didn't sound good for self-publishing the way I put it. And there's actually many, many good self-published authors. Tina Williams, I'm still looking forward to the second copy of her...
Second edition.
The second edition, which is going to be extended, of Dead Winter or Winter or something. I'm horrible with names. So, and
horrible with names, horrible with titles.
I know.
But yet he still has a podcast.
I know. Go figure. So, that takes us through books. Leprecon. I was going to mention this also real quick. Leprecon is coming up. Leprecon is a science fiction convention here in Phoenix. And it's been going on for 40 years. It's not as big as Phoenix Comic-Con, although it's considerably older. And it's going to be taking place the weekend of May 9th. May 9th will be the Friday. So I guess 9th, 10th, and 11th. I'm supposed to be working that one as a moderator. There's talks of other stuff going on. I'm trying to get them, and they're interested in the idea, but I'm trying to get them to possibly do a panel of GLBT interests. It's just a case of I don't know if they know how popular that idea would be. And yeah, you want to put a phoenix on there. Because otherwise you're going to get Lucky the Leprechaun. Because I just think that would be a strong panel. Phoenix Comic Con did a panel of GLBT. And... Oh. Did you go to the right Leprechaun?
Yes.
Oh.
It said Arizona on it.
Oh, okay. The Phoenix Comic Con did a LGBT panel, and it was very successful, and they've actually expanded their panels now this year.
It's going to get a bigger room.
Well, and they're going to do more panels that touch upon LGBT concepts, including even that one cosplay one that's going to be run by Anson Rain, a local drag king.
State.
State.
Yeah, because he lives in Tucson.
Oh, he lives in Tucson now?
Yes.
I thought he lived here. Oh.
No, he hasn't lived here in a while.
Oh, okay.
He left here, went to Oklahoma, and then went from Oklahoma to Tucson.
Oh, okay. So, state. Okay. They're also going to be doing a whole bunch of steampunk panels, sci-fi panels, cosplay panels. Things are still being announced. Okay.
From where?
They're
At what?
They're being announced to the people who are involved in it. They're not being put up on the site yet because they're still working out details.
Are we talking about Leprechaun again?
Leprechaun.
Because you had went off to Phoenix.
I was just using that as a comparison.
You bet. I'm just telling you. You have to make state.
So
Back to Leprechaun.
Yeah, this Leprechaun. They're still working out the panels. The guy who's in charge of organizing that is a buddy of mine. Went to high school with him. I'm actually looking very much forward to seeing him put this together. And if you're interested, you can either do a search of Leprechaun Phoenix, and it's not Leprechaun as in like, by gosh, by gum, by golly. It's Leprecon. And then type in Phoenix, it'll take you there. Or you can just put a question on mine and I can lead you over there. if
We'll
you're
probably have a
interest-
link on it.
Yeah, if
on
you're
our
interested in going, definitely look at if you think you would be interested in participating. Definitely get in touch with me. I can get you in touch with Tony, and we can see what if you know a lot about cosplay or something, maybe you'd be a good person to help out with some of the panels. So that is Leprecon. That's kind of the first I've been able to mention it because
Nothing was definite yet.
yeah, not as far as my participation.
Yeah. Well,
So-
there's certain things that we know about that we can't mention, but we know it's in the works.
Right.
Because I have lots of stuff that I can't say.
Yeah. So
That's one of the bad things about actually knowing people who organize things and famous authors.
yeah, and that's part of the reason why I'm sounding a little bit vague because I just recently got kind of officially on board, and therefore I still don't know fully what I'm at liberty to be able to say, what I'm not. I'm just telling you what I do know. Why are you looking at my leg?
I'm seeing what's on your list.
That was it?
Okay, well, speaking of, and Leprechaun is the second week of May.
Second weekend.
The second weekend of May.
Yes.
So, Edward's doing that. I am not. Because the reason why I'm not doing that, good segue.
It's a great segue.
Okay,
And that was a great segue.
that was a great segue
to the next day.
I know, no kidding, huh?
Hey!
Battery problems again.
Again.
Maybe we should buy a new recording device.
I guess. Something, yeah.
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 Something that
I might
keeps the
actually
battery have to have a life longer than 45 minutes.
Yeah. Although, it's serving us really well. Surprisingly.
Yeah, but it's hard when we have 3. I mean, I'd like to have Karen get back,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
as well as do other interviews.
Yeah. But,
So anyways, Gini. We've got lots of stuff coming up for Gini Koch. First,
this is why he won't be at Leprechaun.
that was
our segue.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, yeah, just remind
Gini Koch has her next novel of the Alien Kitty Cat series. It's called Alien Collective. It comes out on Tuesday, May 7th.
7th?
Yes.
Okay.
So look for that. Pre-order it at Amazon, Books and Noble, Barnes and Noble, or any other independent bookstore that you have here locally in the Southwest. We have the Poison Pen bookstore in Scottsdale, as well as Mysterious Galaxy in Redondo Beach and in San Diego.
The 7th is a Wednesday.
Well, then the 6th.
Okay.
It's a Tuesday. First
Okay.
Tuesday of May.
Okay.
So look for it, the Alien Collective. It's book 9 in the series. I'm almost caught up. As soon as I'm done with the comics that I'm reading, the batch of comics that you gave me to read, I'll be starting book 8.
Okay.
So at least I'm back to December. Because she releases December and May.
Yeah. Twice a year.
Yes, that's the contract that she has with DAW Books.
Yes.
So, let me tell you, she's got some cool things coming up. We're on a book tour in Southern California. But for the first time ever...
How long will the book tour be?
Well, this is what I was going to tell you.
Okay.
The book tour, for the first time ever, the Poison DAW agreed with her... DAW is her publisher. DAW agreed with her and the Poison Pen bookstore in Scottsdale that they're going to have an advanced book release party on the Saturday before it's officially released. So Saturday, May 3rd, here in Arizona, from 2 to 3:30 p.m., you could actually have... Gini is going to be there, and you could actually buy the book 3 days prior to everybody else.
Wow.
And you'll get it signed. So, it's very rare. It's a huge deal. I couldn't say anything when she was telling me that they were working on it a couple months ago. So, very excited about that. Thank you, DAW, for letting Gini do that. Thank you for Poison Pen for helping us do this. So, Saturday, May 3rd, from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. is the advanced book release party for Alien Collective at the Poison Pen in Scottsdale, Arizona. And then on Saturday, May 10th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., we will be at the Mysterious Galaxy in San Diego for their birthday bash, because in May is when they opened up.
A 7-hour birthday bash.
Oh gosh, yes. She'll be there, as long as other authors as well. But she'll be there. She'll be signing her Alien Collective, as all the other novels that she has out, and as well as other authors. Once the authors become known, I'll state on who's going to be there. So it's going to be a huge, big party out there at Mysterious Galaxy San Diego.
I think if you were to combine my the last 6 years together, I wouldn't have 7 years of birthday bash.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But you're not a bookstore.
I'm not a bookstore.
And then
I don't have famous authors who come inside me.
that we know of.
That sounds bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
They might have not have been famous at the time. So then on Monday...
Who asked for credentials?
Yes. With you, who asked for names?
Hey, I got names. I don't necessarily... We all know I'm not good at remembering names, but I got names.
Really? ASU?
Most. Hey, things that happen with stairwells don't count. Stairwells are like Vegas.
And that's why, and by the way, that's why he's in triple digits. So continuing on.
Hi, Mickey.
Mickey wouldn't understand that.
Yeah. Ginny and I are on the same page, though, with that. What? Oh.
So, then on Monday, May 12th, from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m., Gini will be over at the Mysterious Galaxy in Redondo Beach, signing her Alien Collective as well as all her other books. As she puts it on her blog, she goes, and all the other bookie wookies. Sounds like something from Star Wars, personally, but that's another story. So that is the official book signing tour. Okay. There are other ones being worked out. I gave you a hint on some of those things.
So how many days does that end up being?
We leave on the book tour itself?
Yes.
Or when we leave for... Okay, the first day is May 3rd, and then it goes until May 12th.
Wow.
With the possibility of it extending even longer, because she had asked me that if I would be willing to stay out and about with her until May 17th. And I told her, no, I don't want to stay until May 17th. That we have to either come back on the 16th or the 18th. She asked why, and I go, because it's my birthday on May 17th, and I don't want to, and then, no, I love you, Genie. I don't want to be in a car with you for 8 hours on my birthday. I'd rather go to Disneyland, hint, 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 if we're in California. If we're home...
We're not very farm. They have jams.
If we're home, I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm home. Probably just go to my mom's.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really have anything
planned. Your mom doesn't have jam.
No, but she has good food.
It's not the same as jam.
You can buy jam anywhere. So,
not the same.
There's Garfield. I don't think he's coming. So, and then, so that's the book tour. Right now, Gini Koch is running a special.
Special.
Because...
She's special.
Exactly. Because other things are happening in May. Other releases as well. She is going to have some short stories in one of them in the Penumbra e-magazine. It's a story that most of us have been waiting for. This one I'd actually be willing to do this.
I believe that's the issue that snubbed me.
That's the
that turned me down.
Yeah, that turned you down.
Yeah, well, no, that specific issue I think is the one that turned me down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't really snub me. They were very nice.
This story that's going to be in the May issue is the short story of, it's called Alien on the Runway. It's where Reader meets Gower.
Oh, okay.
You know you remember who they are? Yeah.
Yes, I know who.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
And it will have its premiere. So that one I'm looking forward to. I want to read that story. Reader and Gower are a great gay couple on the Alien series.
One's a model.
Well, yeah.
That's why it's on the runway.
Exactly.
See how that works?
But then here's they're the e-magazine is $3.99 each.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one.
But here we go. She's running a Genie special. She had worked out a killer deal with Penumbra.
Hey!
Exactly. So because she also has other short stories coming up within the year. So she worked out a deal with Penumbra. As she calls it, a killer deal. Right now, you could get it's called the Genie Special. Instead of paying $3.99 an issue, you can get a year subscription.
Monthly.
Yes, for $24. That's half the price of if you buy them individually.
Yes, that comes out to about $2 each, as compared to about $4 each.
Exactly. So you'll get the best
I was a math major.
Yes. Yeah, and if you get the yearly subscription, or the year subscription, you'll also get Penumbra's 2002 and 2003 Best of e-magazines.
And
so in other words, you'll get 2 free Best of collections and 3 of the Alien series short stories that are going to be coming on Penumbra. As long as you use this coupon code when you order on Penumbra, and that is 2014 Gini, so 2014 GINI. Use that code and you'll get that special pricing with Penumbra. It's $24 for a full year subscription, so check it out and do it. I would like to do that, by the way.
And you'll get a story by me in there.
Eventually, yes.
Because I will get a story in there by the end of the year. I meant to actually submit a story this month. I even had it all plotted out. I just had no time to write it.
Yeah. This offer is good until August 1st. So make sure that you guys do it. And I will be bugging you every week about it. So get your subscription, and it's really cool. Continuing on with Gini. Aside from... Okay, so we got her Penumbra. We've got her upcoming book tour. Now we're going to do her in-person events. She just sent out a blog on Wednesday, so this is why I come out.
Well, when does she enter California?
We'll be entering California on Friday, May 9th.
Okay.
Or Thursday, May 8th. It all depends.
Okay. Because you said when the book tour starts, but that's still in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I figured the book tour actually was kind of the California tour.
Well, there's also
an event in Phoenix, and there's the book tour in
But
California.
there's also things that we're going to be... I can't really say because we're working on other places in Arizona as well.
Oh, okay.
So we might be leaving town, but staying in the state, and then working in possibility of being in other states aside from Southern California. It's going to probably... In December when we did it, we called it a mini book tour. This is going to kind of... it's not going to be a major book tour. It's not a cross-country book tour, but it's actually going to be at least 2 to 3 states. If everything works out the way we want it to work out. And I can't say anything more than that. Anyways.
Hawaii!
Oh, God. I can't go to Hawaii. I'm not even going to Chicago with her. But that's another story.
Okay.
Okay, so upcoming events. Gini will be on Saturday, September 19th from 12 to 2. Gini will be at the Phoenix Writers Club presenting A Simple Plan for Writing. That is going to be at the Blue Water Grill here in Phoenix, Arizona.
She should do an Australian book tour.
She should. Actually, there's a couple of her Australian fans have been asking for that.
And then you could go to Australia.
I
scout it out so that we will figure out.
I can't do that.
Okay, fine.
For 2 reasons.
You're afraid of the spiders too?
No. For 1, I don't have a passport. And for 2, I don't have the money for it.
Well, that's what you're her assistant.
Like I said, I don't have the money for it. All right, and then so
spiders, the size of your head.
Like I said, that's Saturday, April 19th at the Phoenix Writers Club, and then
I'm great with the bats, though. I don't like bats.
Then don't forget upcoming. We touched a little bit of it earlier. Thursday, June 5th through Saturday, June 8th, all day and all night. It's the Phoenix Comic Con here in Phoenix, Arizona. She's already claiming that she's going to be hanging out with her. It's going to be her and Nathan Fillion's convention.
Okay.
You know, they're going to be at the same event, but it's not a guarantee they're actually going to actually see each other.
By the way, I do want to point out, Stan Lee's going to be there for a day.
On Sunday.
Yes. And Chris Claremont is going to be there. So, the 2 people who really formed the X-Men are going to be there. If you give me some Roy Thomas to bridge that gap, I am a happy, happy camper. They could have a whole X-Men panel with them, and I don't really care what happens after Chris Claremont stopped writing X-Men. So that will be at Phoenix Comic Con, and then of course
July 23rd to July 27th, you know where we're going to be.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes, the big granddaddy of them all.
Okay, so we got a schedule.
We got a schedule, and then that's basically all that she has on that.
Yeah.
That was a lot, I know, but still, hey, got to keep everybody informed. I'll keep everyone informed as well about what's coming up. So, what you got?
I believe we're on to gay shows now.
We're on to gay shows. All right, so let's talk. Let's start off with RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Start your engines. So
May the
this
best
last week was their 90s rap challenge.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
90s rap sucked. I'm sorry.
I like Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper. There was a couple of them, but in general, 90s rap sucked. 80s rap all the way.
Well, 80s period. Personally.
Old school rap, man.
So yeah, like man, MC Hammer. Don't touch the doo. Anyways, so who got kicked off?
That's what I was gonna look up. I figured you would
Milk.
talk.
Milk got kicked off.
Okay.
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not one for 80s, 90s rap, so I'm actually not one for rap. There's very rare rap. I listen to about everything, but very rare songs of rap I care for.
Oh, I went to the wrong page.
Yes, you did. Go on your site.
I will. But
So, Milk got kicked off. She was who was on the bottom with Milk?
it was it wasn't Laganja.
No, Laganja was safe. I am so tired of Laganja Estranja. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of whining, me.
It was Trinity K. Bonet.
Oh, Trinity was at the bottom. That's right.
Who turned it out.
She
Another
did.
one who turned it out.
Yeah,
It's
she
like
did
we
it.
finally found out what she's good for.
Yeah, because she knows she's not good for anything. She can't sing, and because she has that.
She can't act.
She can't act.
She can't talk.
She can't talk. Let's see what.
But she can lip sync and dance.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, because remember she complained that she couldn't dance. I thought.
She did complain
she
that
can-
she could dance.
but she can dance-
She can choreograph. She's a choreographer. She knows how to choreograph. Yes.
Yeah.
But and Blanca Del Rio had a great thing
Bianca.
because yeah.
I don't know why you call her Blanca.
Because I know people.
Because she's white. White. That's what it is.
No, I know Blanca because I know a Blanca in San Diego. Hi, Blanca. I don't know if you watch us or not. Anyways, I just lost my train of thought.
Bianca had a great line.
Oh, and RuPaul's Untucked. Because Trinity was complaining, well, I only lip sync, I do this, I'm not, and I don't do this, I don't do this, I'm not good at that. And Bianca looked at her and goes, girl, what are you good at? And that was a great line, because all she was complaining about is how she's not good at this and this and this and this.
And Adore is the one who won.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Turned out a good rap.
She did turn out a good rap.
For the video part, for the challenge. And then...
She looked like Left Eye.
Yeah, and she looked good on the runway, except for, again, the height of her skirt was bugging
Michelle.
But
it's true, though.
It
That's
is,
how you
except for
get-
that one didn't bother me. It looked more like a deliberate length than a too short. You know how, like, there's that weird ankle length that some girls wear?
Yeah, but do you know why that is?
Because they're too short?
No. Because they buy female dresses.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
no, I
female
meant
dress-
real girls. I've seen real
Oh, real
girls
girls.
wear, like, at that length. And it shows, because she had those thicker shoes on, with the thicker heels. And I know girls who will wear those type of boot shoe type things, and they like to show them off, so they wear dresses that actually hit, like, right above that. So this was a little bit above her too short length that she was doing. It was about, like, a good inch or two shorter than her others that were too short. So I read it as a deliberate length.
Yeah, well.
So I didn't find it bothersome. Although, admittedly, if you kept on seeing it over and over again, whether it was deliberate or not, it would probably deserve noting.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you saw it isolated by itself without seeing the other looks, I don't think
You wouldn't
anyone would have.
you wouldn't have thought about it.
Yeah. Milk tried doing glam. Milk showed that she does not understand how glam works.
Yes.
Her dress was really bad. And
the dress wasn't bad until she turned around. And then you saw that, she basically took fabric and wrapped it around her to make a skirt and then used a binder clip to put it together.
Yeah, or staples or something.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was that big bow. And I really didn't like her look.
It wasn't as bad as... But she's gone.
She's gone.
So, we don't have to deal with...
Yeah, we've seen worse looks. I will say this.
Yeah,
we've
have
seen much worse looks.
Shangela.
But her look was not good. Yeah, and you would think that as a drag queen she should know how to put together... When she was pregnant, she had more of a glam look than what she did when she tried to put on a glam look.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, so she understands the concept. She just couldn't put it together as her being glam. And again, I think she just doesn't comprehend what she looks like. I think she has some sort of dysmorphia thing. And that's why she does this. And when you force her to be her, she doesn't know what she looks like. She only knows what she looks like if she changes what she looks like.
Yeah, I could see that.
Other than that, do we know what the next challenge is supposed to be?
Well, next week it's going to be 2 episodes.
Next week's 2 episodes?
Next week is 2 separate episodes. So
2 separate episodes?
Yeah, I think one of them is stand-up comedy.
And She Better Work. Glamazon by Color Revolution, which is a team thing. It doesn't mention a second one.
Yeah.
But
no, it's supposed to be 2.
Huh.
So we'll see. We'll have to see on what goes on how that goes. Was very disappointed in Darien Lake because she got in her head and couldn't do it right.
I don't know what you're chewing on, little one, but you cannot chew on it anymore.
Come here, Junior.
Yeah, Darien Lake is a much more clever queen, and the feud or whatever rift between Darien Lake and Ben de la Creme is interesting because I think it's only with Darien. I don't think Ben de la Creme actually was even aware that anything was going on until
I didn't even
really
realize there was
Darien.
a feud between the two.
Remember, Darien made her little comment about Ben.
Oh, that was just a little snide thing.
But then she also deliberately said, and then she made the ego. She's like, oh, I need to send her home. She has an issue with Ben.
I don't think she does.
I think she's even stated that she has an issue with Ben.
I don't think she does.
But
I think she's doing like a Delta work that's saying that, all you bitches need to go, I'm going to win, and you need to go now. She's tired of little things.
Well, she's not going to beat Bianca. Bianca's going to...
my favorite, and this is who I'm going to say. I'm going to say the top 3 will be Bianca, Ben de la Creme, and Courtney. Yeah.
See, I'm thinking it's going to be Bianca, Creme de la Creme, or Ben de la Creme, and Adore.
No, I don't think Adore could go that far.
I think it may be Adore, and I think that Ru, because there is a theory that Ru basically, regardless of what voting or whatever goes on, it comes down to who Ru thinks should be the winner.
Well,
and that's part of who makes it all the way through. I think Ru really likes Adore.
True.
I think Bianca will come in. I think there's even a chance that Adore will win and Bianca will come in second. I don't think Bianca's going to win. I think Bianca's going to make it all the way. I think she's going to make it all the way
to the
but
top
not
3.
win. Yeah. Yeah, because there's nothing that she'll do that makes it worth her, unless, like I said, she projectile vomits all over the judges during the thing. She'll have to do something really bad.
You never know.
She knows her
she gets
craft.
Who?
Bianca.
Oh, Bianca?
Bianca knows her craft. She knows who she is, how to do it, and she's true to herself. She's not selling out anything, but at the same time,
she's playing, and she knows how to play the game.
She knows how to play
because
the
this
game.
is a game.
It is a game, but she also plays it fairly. As Adore's even pointed out, she actually is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think Bianca will make top 3 easily. I don't think she'll win. I just don't... I think she's partially too polished. I think that Rude likes to choose ones that are a little bit more underdogs, a little bit more like, I really need to give this person a boost, where this other person doesn't need that.
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Also in this episode was the library. The library is open.
And Milk could not read.
Milk couldn't read. The Bianca and Darien Lake were the best.
Adore did some good ones too.
Adore did, yeah, but
Adore's.
I'm sorry, but that the one of that they made fun of. I think it was
say this very slowly.
Like this is Darien Lake. This is Darien Lake.
So that you will understand. You're dumb. That was beautiful.
That was the best one. I would say that would be the best one.
That was a beautiful one. And I will say Trinity, hard call on Trinity, because she took a completely different route with it.
She did take it, yeah.
She really used it to read herself. And I'm like, I don't even know how to judge that one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's almost like she wasn't playing the game. So, okay. Mm-hmm. But that's our take on...
That's our take on RuPaul.
RuPaul this week.
Next week will be longer, because we got to talk about 2 shows.
And so now, what else we got? We got the face.
Let's see, we got the face.
I don't even remember what happened. You'll have to remind me.
The face is this episode is where the models had to do a 30-second web commercial.
Oh my god!
It was set in teams.
Oh my god! There were no cell phones.
3 teams of 3.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so 3 teams of 3. Each of the supermodels have 3 members of their group left. So 3 teams of 3. They had to do a web commercial for Annie and...
I don't know if she makes bangles.
Yeah, they make bracelets with charms.
Yeah.
So...
No chance of them being a sponsor, so I'll just say it. She makes little tchotchkes that people wear around their wrist that cost like 100 times more than what they should.
So they had to make these web things. Oh my gosh, it's hard to do 30 seconds. First off, and what they did is they did like kind of like a relay. One person would talk, and then would give it to the other model, and then the other model, and then they all 3 come together
and do their thing.
Exactly. This had to be done in 30 seconds. It's
in a continuous
hard.
take.
Yes, one take. One
continuous take. And they had 1 hour to get this one continuous take. Was it 1 hour or 30 minutes?
It was 30 minutes for 30 seconds.
30 minutes for 30 seconds, sorry. And they only had, 15 minutes to prepare?
No, they had an hour to prepare.
They had an hour.
That's where you got the hour.
Okay, they had an hour to prepare, which included writing their script,
learning about the product, and learning about the company.
And memorizing their lines, and how they were going to move on a set that they hadn't seen yet. Mm-hmm. And then they go down.
Yes. Let's go off with the winning one. First off, let's go with the good one.
They did their little thing. Their only complaint about the winner that the company had was that they didn't mention the name of the designer who is the company. And yeah. What a pointless complaint to have, because no one cares who the designer is. You're selling a product. It's a product. Sell to a company. So at which they did multicultural. They were choreographed. It was a cute little thing.
It was very cute.
Adorable little thing.
And they should have. And I'm happy that they won.
Very happy that they won. Let's talk about Naomi's team, because the other team, I don't even know what they did. Let's talk about Naomi's team.
Naomi's team. Oh Lord. Okay, let's just start off that they were a hot mess. Not even a hot mess. They were a mess.
Okay, actually, I don't think they were that bad of a mess.
I think they were
Naomi was a mess. The only thing that really they had a problem with, there were problems.
Nobody had any energy. Nobody had any personality.
Because Naomi kept on yelling at them death and dismemberment from the sidelines for a company whose main tenets are love and joy and happiness and togetherness. Naomi is talking death and dismemberment on the sidelines.
Because her team was it was horrible. But
they got worse the more she yelled at them. And the big thing was that the girl, they did say the name of the designer, she said it wrong.
Yeah, I'd rather not say the name of the designer if you don't know how to say their name. Especially if you're having a commercial for them on their website.
Yeah. it was, even if you took that out of, even if she said the name correctly, it wasn't as good as the winning commercial.
Yes.
It just wasn't, regardless of what Naomi says. But they really did single out the mispronunciation of the name as a big thing.
As well as the judge, who is from the company, stated to the three supermodels, Linda, Annie, and Naomi, saying that Naomi's team isn't even being considered because that model could not even pronounce the designer's name correctly.
Yeah.
So she wasn't even in the running. It was
Yeah.
between Linda and Annie. And when the judge from the company picked Annie's team, Naomi lost it.
Naomi told him during that whole thing that she disagreed and thought he had it wrong because she didn't even say the name of the designer in theirs. And he excused himself before things got bad.
Yeah.
Then Naomi decided to play some sort of game, and instead of sending the girl who was pinpointed as the biggest problem with their campaign,
Yes.
she sent a different girl. And I believe she did that thinking that that girl will be safe because she wasn't the problem with the video, and therefore the other team will be sending in the problem girl and the weak girl will go home. Annie saw through that. Annie did exactly what I would have done. I don't care who you were sending in, you're the losing team, and if Naomi's going to play games by not sending in the right girl, well then you're going home in her place to teach Naomi a lesson. This is a competition.
It's a game.
And if you're going to play that game, okay, well, you knew you were going to lose that girl. You're going to lose a girl one way or the other. Okay, you just sent in a sacrificial lamb who didn't deserve to go home. The other girl did. But this other team, they just put together an okay video. I mean, just not a winning video. She's safe pretty much automatically.
So, from what the previews that we saw is Naomi loses it after Annie kicks off one of her people.
Yes.
Because it's Naomi and she can lose it because that's what Naomi Campbell's known for, as well as the fact that she is an executive producer of this show, so she could do anything that she feels that she can do anything that she wants.
And also, she's like going, that girl was weak. And I go, well, yeah, you know that girl wasn't as strong as the girl you sacrificed from your team, because you know you deliberately sacrificed a girl to try to keep your weak one that cost that was the problem.
Yes. You
know you were playing the game. And every time Naomi loses by playing the game, she loses it.
Yeah, Naomi always loses it, no matter what.
That's true, but still, wow.
True.
Yeah.
You should actually start watching The Face on the Wii channel just to see Naomi lose it. I think we should just start touting that. Watch The Face because it's just what's going to set off Naomi.
It's not a good show, but it's entertaining as hell to watch Naomi.
I actually like the show, but Naomi is all, when she goes ballistic, like when they were filming the web thing, I mean, she was ready to throw everyone out the window. She was
ready to just start swiping cell phones.
Yeah, it was.
Cameraman, give me a cell phone. Flap.
I think she threw a shoe once as well, didn't she?
I think so too. Yeah, she did. You do notice that when pretty much any time that she's in a situation where she could be upset, they do seem to have her clear of items that she could pick up.
Yeah.
So hey.
So, that's The Face.
We also do actually have another one. Under the Gun.
Yes, Under the Gun. We got caught up. Under the Gun.
We're catching up on The Face, so we have our bridge geek gay show. Not The Face, sorry.
Yeah, we are
on
caught
Face
up.
Off.
Face Off. We're
catching up on Face Off. We're catching up on Walking Dead.
No, Walking Dead we finished. Walking Dead's done.
I thought we still had one more, and then we haven't watched the finale. We haven't watched the finale.
No, we haven't watched the finale, but I'm just saying Walking Dead is done.
Really?
We have not caught up to it, but Walking Dead, the season finale was...
Oh, no, I meant we're catching up.
I thought you were saying...
we're catching up with. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we still have like one or two left.
We have two.
Yeah. And
We have 2 Walking Deads.
is that counting the finale?
Yes.
Okay.
We have 2 Walking Deads, and we have 3 face-offs. 4 now, because we didn't see this week's yet.
So next week we may be able to start talking about those.
No.
Oh yeah, you got Pride.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here this weekend.
Yeah. So
Unless you and the roommate watches it and leaves a note saying what you watched, and then I'll watch it during the week.
okay. But Under the Gun.
It's Under the Gun.
Not much to talk about here. It's not a good show.
No, I don't think it's going to come back.
I don't think so
honestly don't
either.
think it's gonna come back.
I still think that I have come to the conclusion that this show exists just so that we can appreciate Tim Gunn and what he does all that much more.
See, I think the show exists because of the fact that they don't have the season ready for Project Runway, and they just did an All-Star, so they can't do another All-Star.
Yeah.
This is a filler between the Project Runway seasons.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, it does make you realize, as you're watching these other people try to be mentors, it's like, well, Tim Gunn actually does it well.
And knows how to do it.
Yeah. And he said tits for tips. I'll save you that. People will say, oh my god, that was so funny. That's the funny line he said, tits for tips, because they had a burlesque challenge. Oh no, it wasn't a burlesque challenge.
It wasn't a burlesque challenge.
They came out with burlesque ladies, but then it was a real women challenge.
Yep.
Yeah. And what was the winning look?
I don't know.
The 2 twinks ended up in the bottom. 1 twink went home.
Yeah, I mean that is.
2 twinks go in.
They're down to like 5 people left.
Shan's the only one that I remember. Yeah. Shan, is that his name?
Shan, and then there's that one obnoxious guy, Eduardo or
Carlos
or something. The one who never should have been in the show in the first place.
Right.
And then
the 2 twinks. The remaining twink.
Sam,
I
think. Anyways,
is there a girl left?
Yes, it's the black one.
The black girl who I kind of rude. Yeah.
Don't like her.
Yeah, not a fan of hers.
Yeah. There's really, yeah.
Here we go.
So, there's your Project Runway Under the Gun, because we're just like blah.
It's there.
Yeah, we'll watch it, but it's just there.
Yeah, especially now that we lost the girl that really was the underdog that we kind of liked.
Yeah.
And we lost the lady weeks ago that was possibly the thing that was going to cause Tim Gunn to draw blood.
Oh, she was out by the second week?
Yeah.
Isabel.
They needed to keep her
Isabel.
longer. She really was keeping the show going as far as interest goes, because then you just waited to see Tim Gunn lose it.
Yeah.
And this is Tim Gunn. Tim Gunn doesn't lose it, but
and then with her he did.
Yeah. So
that's it for gay shows.
That's it for yeah. So I think we can start wrapping this puppy up.
Yes, let's wrap it up.
So let's go
with comments.
Comments. We've got comments. We've got lots and lots of...
Of course he doesn't have it up.
I have it up. It's right here.
Stewie Monster, thank you. Because I know you said something.
Yes. And he thought it was funny about the cookies.
No.
Which, cookies, yeah.
We got cookies. I ate all my cookies.
Terry Lopez.
Montana Girl.
She commented about, she says that you kill her when you whip your hair back and forth.
Oh, she liked that? Well, yeah.
Yeah, he drinks, you know.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh, I could. That's why I didn't watch the video last week. I just listened to it because I didn't realize I was kind of drunk. I stated I was drinking. I didn't realize I was that. Yeah.
And for the most part, we have like a wide variety of lurkers. I think we have the largest, for our podcast audience, I think we have the highest percentage of lurkers that I've ever seen for a podcast.
Okay.
So, hey people, make more comments. We like comments. It gives us content.
Especially at the end, and we will mention you.
And we will mention you, such as Hal C.F. Estelle.
Oh, Hal.
Hal, you know what Hal?
Yes.
Okay, well...
He's the Englishman in the kilt. Dee's husband.
Oh, Hal!
Yes.
Oh! Well, see, I just see the little tiny picture. I haven't even clicked on him.
Yeah, but that's Dee's husband.
Oh, well, hi. He actually saw the movie I was talking about. He's familiar with the movie Pink Angels.
Oh, okay.
And remember how I said the ending was horrible? Just stop watching the movie right before you get to the ending. He says that the ending doesn't count. That he did some research into it. I guess he wrote a book about an A to Z of why classic American bad movies were made. And while researching into this movie, basically the ending was just put on there because they didn't have one. And so suddenly this ending came on, which kind of makes more sense than any other explanation that you can have for the ending of this movie. Okay, it really comes out of left field and just changes. Again, it makes you wonder whether you were watching the movie correctly for this for this moment to come out. He was questioning whether or not it was who the audience. He questions who the audience was, because it's definitely not your traditional biker movie with them all being gay. It's not really a gay movie because they're all bikers. Although I honestly think it's more gay movie than a biker movie. He points out that they kind of pretended to be straight at the beginning, and then it comes out that they're gay, and therefore it's kind of like a weird turning on, or they're not being true to themselves type thing.
It's a turning point.
But it's only for a brief moment at the beginning, and I took them being straight as them actually parodying straight, that the bikers themselves were making fun of straight bikers and then reveal themselves as gay, because it's not long before they're like being all straight and butch and then flirting with this guy at the next table while still being straight and butch. So I didn't take it as any sort of like double standard or whatever, or not being true to themselves type moment. I would have to maybe watch it again to know for sure, but I saw it as they were just gay all the way through, and every once in a while they played with it. So
I haven't seen the movie because I have no opinion on it.
Yeah,
that's why he's talking.
But if you want to read more about it, he does have a blog as well. He has that book he did, and then he has a blog. It's Apocalypse Later. So type in Apocalypse Later and you can go to it. I will try to remember to put a link up to his blog entry about the Pink Angels so that you guys can see his opinion on it. He goes into great depth.
Watch the movie first, I would say.
I would watch the movie first.
And that way you could have...
And stop it right before it ends.
Watch the whole movie and see what you think about what Hal says. That way you could, have a conversation about it.
That's true. But stop it right before it ends. Don't watch that ending. It's so much better movie without that ending. And I still find it much more watchable than Easy Rider.
So the next one, any other comments?
That pretty much takes us through comments.
Oh.
That's
Heather New didn't say anything?
She may have said
Heather
something,
Heather New didn't say anything.
I don't recall.
I find that hard to believe.
I do not recall there being anything.
So.
I can do a... But... So, in the meantime, while I check that, do you have anything?
We have one more thing that... Remember,
we do.
Yes.
Oh, there.
Yeah, that's exactly.
How we said there was 4 bad things about Tuesday.
How I said there was 4 bad things that happened on Tuesday, and I mentioned the 3 of them. The 4th bad thing that happened, our roommate, who we dare not speak his name, but I already mentioned it earlier, had to put down his cat Callisto on Tuesday. She was
almost voting age. In May she would have been 18.
Yeah, she was almost going to be 18. She was the grandma of all of it. We called her the old woman.
Yep.
She's been losing weight for a while, and she was, getting old, and
I've had older cats before that they get skinnier, they stop eating as much, but she ate. I mean, she was staying consistent at this weight for a long time.
Yeah.
She would go like a day or two sometimes where she didn't want to eat, and we just gave her some tuna juice, and she'd eat again, and then she'd be fine.
But this time around, she stopped eating on Saturday.
Yeah.
And she wasn't drinking, she wasn't eating. We did the tuna juice, we did milk, not milk, but the cat
milk.
Cat milk.
And she would go to it.
Do a couple licks and that was it.
Yeah.
So she was fading fast. I mean, she would be lying down in the sun on the floor, and you'd actually have to watch her to make sure that she actually took a breath, because she just looked so emaciated.
What actually kind of got me was, like, she would, while standing while eating, she would start losing her footing.
Yeah.
We let her go out in the garden. She loved being out in the garden. And I was amazed at how much energy she was able to rally up when
we opened up the screen.
When we opened up the sliding door. Yeah, because that last day, she barely could lift her head and meow at me when I came to the kitchen. But the moment I opened up that door and she realized that door was open, she scrambled the best she could.
Yeah,
and wandered to different spots of the garden because she never could find the spot that lasted more than just 5 minutes.
Yeah. So the roommate, he found a business.
Happy Endings.
Is that what it's called? They're called Happy Endings. They come to your home.
Yes.
They're a mobile unit, I guess you could call them. And they came over. He set up an appointment with them, and they come over, and it was the veterinarian and his assistant.
Yes.
And they checked out Callisto and made sure that she was okay. Make sure that there was a possibility that hey, she could be okay.
Yeah.
It's just. And they realized she's already in renal failure, they said.
They said she probably was already starting renal failure, which is what happens with cats if they don't eat for a couple of days. They're not like dogs. They cannot go on a starvation diet. So their systems are just not set up for that.
So they came in and they took care of her, and they made her comfortable, and then they gave her a shot to sedate her. Mm-hmm. and basically just did what they needed to do and made her put her to sleep. I mean, it was very nice. It was very comfortable.
He was very kind. He
very,
explained everything as
it went along. Every step that he talked to Archie. I'm sorry, the roommate that dare not speak his name. And gave him every step, told him what was going on, and then after everything was done, he verified that she has gone on, and then they both got their stuff and they left, and they stayed away for about 5-7 minutes, I would say.
Gave Archie some closure time.
Exactly, and then they came back and they had a blanket for her.
Yes,
and they after Archie said his goodbyes and stuff like that, and then they put her in the blanket and they wrapped her up and stuff like that, and then they took her away, because what they also do is not only do they come over to the houses and stuff like this and take care of and put the animals to sleep, they also take the bodies and they have a service that they also will cremate them, and you will get the ashes back for them.
Yes. And if I recall correctly, that's if you go with the full thing, they do also include an urn or a container. They have a selection that you can go with.
Yeah.
Archie already had something picked out, so.
But and if you can't afford their services at the time, they do take payment plans.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that.
That's what he said. But they were very. I liked it. I mean, I hate to say I liked it because it was very traumatic for everybody involved.
Yeah.
But I liked how they had great bedside manners. They were very respectful, not only to the roommate, but also to Callisto.
Yes.
And they were very respectful. I also like the fact, and they even mentioned it, and I agree, but, it was, Callisto, if we had to take her to an actual vet, an animal hospital or a cat hospital, whatever you want to say, even though there's one like maybe half a mile away from us, she wouldn't have made the trip.
Probably not. It would have been too stressful for her.
Yeah. With them coming over, you know, there was no stress. She
got to relax in the garden that she liked.
Yeah.
So, I even liked them on Facebook. So, they were a good service. She was a good cat. She was a mean drunk.
Like the owner.
Yeah. He's not a mean drunk all the time. So
it was good.
Yeah.
And if you're in the Phoenix area, I would recommend the Happy Endings. They're called the Happy Endings.
Happy Endings in-home pet euthanasia.
They're very respectful to your animal and as well as to you. Because I do like the fact that they did step away.
Yeah.
You know, and let Archie say his last goodbye and stuff like that. So.
If I have their Facebook page here. If there's a link to their business, I will put it up on the website too, with the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was our...
I don't think they'll go to Australia.
No.
Yeah, that'd be a bit much.
So let's try not to end on a down note. So thank yous. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for listening. Apparently now Edward did some more research, and we have just as many people in Australia listening to us as we do in the United States. So Australia, you're really catching up. And let's see if you could beat those Yanks.
Yeah, almost as many. Not quite.
I said almost.
You said just as.
Just as. Yes, it means almost.
Okay. And so, again, thank you all for supporting us, keeping us going here, and helping us grow, because we are growing very steadily. So yay. Continue to tell your friends about us. Feel free to make comments. Yay, we love comments. As we said, it gives us content. If you get a chance, I will give a quick little shout out. Patrick of Scream Queens, he has a new episode coming out.
Oh, is he coming back?
Yeah, he's going to be coming back, so look for that. He did an April Fool's episode, but that was Flem, his gargoyle, who did that, so that doesn't count. I mean, it does, but that's not a good representation of necessarily who Patrick is. So, and then also Scott and Cindy with the Seder Sphere, check them out. Yeah, I called in this week, so they're still doing their March Madness mystery musical contest, although that may be done since it's no longer March.
Exactly.
But the last one was. And I did find a new podcast that I really like, iFanboy. They talk about comic books every week that come out. Very good podcast. I was very pleasantly entertained by them. So if you get a chance, give them a shout out, or
give them a listen to.
So also don't forget about Compete Sports Magazine. This is where you talk.
I just got a hangnail, so I can't talk right now.
Oh, because I don't know how to sell Compete Magazine. You know all the details of like their webpage and all that.
Really? Snapping at me?
No, not snapping at you.
You're snapping at me.
I was snapping the stuff you know.
Snapping at me.
That was not
snapping.
No,
like
snapping
hurry up,
at
hurry up,
you.
hurry up, hurry up. That's how it was.
Not.
Snap, 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 hurry up.
It was not. It was more of a that's so fabulous snap. That's
no, that was not even close to a so
around the world
that was
times
a snapping.
in a day.
See, that's a snapping. That's what you did. You went like this. You didn't go like
around the world
that.
7 times in a day.
You did not.
That's
do that.
what that is.
No, it wasn't. Can't believe you snapped at me like that.
I did not snap at you like that.
You snapped at me.
Around the world 7 times in a day.
That was. You did not do that.
Well, you stopped me before I had a chance to do the
You are so full of it. Your eyes are brown.
My eyes are not brown.
Exactly.
Your eyes are brown.
Yeah, I have bedroom dreamy eyes.
Brown.
That's what I was told.
Okay. Tell us about Compete.
Compete Sports Diversity Magazine. It's an LGBT sports magazine. You can find them at www.competenetwork.com.
Compete Network. See, I always forget that network part.
Exactly.
And also don't forget about Joshua Tree Feeding Program. They're a non-profit organization that helps people with HIV and AIDS get food. They have a sister program that helps people feed their pets so that you don't have to make the choice between feeding yourself and feeding your pet.
It's 100% all volunteer.
So any assistance you're wanting to give, they will be more than happy to take, most likely. Unless like you're trying to pass out some Nazi cougarans or something like that. Because that's just, what are you doing with Nazi cougarans? Their website is www.jtfp.org. Give them a check out.
Also, this weekend, don't forget, like I mentioned earlier, this weekend is Gay Pride here in Phoenix, Arizona. So if you do come and you are local and you come to Phoenix Gay Pride, please stop at the Compete magazine booth. We are a sponsor of Phoenix Pride, as well as if you are over 21, get your wristband, or it depends on which day and which arm.
I was doing Wonder Woman, that's all I was doing.
Yeah. Get a wristband, get a voucher, get some beer from the beer truck where that Joshua Tree is manning. For every ticket they get a percentage off of that. For every beer that they sell, they get a percentage off of that, as well as they get all the tips to keep. So support us that way. But please also drink responsibly. There's lots of cops around that area, so you really need to drink responsibly. Have a good week. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. We'll see
Catch
you
you all
next week.
next week.
Please welcome to the stage Hugh Jackman as Wolverine from Wolverine the Musical.
Who am I? Am I a superhero with some claws? Or just an actor searching for applause? Wolverine has all the fans, but what about me, Hugh Jackman? Who am I? I play the Wolfman, yes, it's quite the task. In X-Men Days of Future Past, there's the plug. I'm at the gym doing weights each day. Hugh has got to look buff, they say. Must I lie? I cannot eat this ice cream anymore. I need a body people can adore. I gave up junk food, that I know. I made that bargain long ago. And all my snacks and crisps, they're gone. And now this Wolverine can go on. Who am I? Who am I? I'm Wolverine. This is gonna work. And so, my friend, you see it's true. I am an X-Man who isn't blue. Who am I? I am Wolverine. I haven't got it today. No.
At the end there.
Too early.
A round of applause.
There it is.
Okay, so what you just heard is Hugh Jackman doing the one Wolverine project I'd possibly be willing to get behind. That's Wolverine the Musical. And that was done on BBC Radio 1. So if you want to catch more entertaining moments like that, check out BBC Radio 1. There.com. Thank you again for sticking around with us this week. Thank you for all your support. Make sure you leave comments. We love comments. We love likes. We love reviews. Reviews on YouTube. Reviews on iTunes really help promote the show. So if you get a chance, go on there, give us a 5-star rating or whatever, and give us a review. And that helps put the show forward in the slot, promote it a little bit more, and more people will see us, and we'll get to grow that much faster. So I thank you all very much. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter. Our Twitter army is growing as well, and which is pretty good given the fact that I'm still not great at updating the Twitter account. So, woohoo! So anyway, hope you guys are all having a great week, and we will catch you all next Thursday-ish, or whenever you happen to listen to this. Yeah. Bye.